What's going on, everyone? I hope you're enjoying this beautiful Saturday. It's an amazing day outside. The weather is amazing, and it's just an amazing time to be alive. Let me first off say thank you to everybody who's been tuning in to the videos that I've been doing in the morning. And I'm so happy that people have been getting something from it, getting encouragement, getting wisdom. It's an amazing time for me. And I'm just so grateful to y'all that have been supporting me and just basically tuning in. And so I was just thinking this morning, okay, let's start the teaching videos and let's get going on this whole identity thing that I've been telling everybody about. And then I thought to myself, people don't truly know who I am. Yeah, if you've been in my leadership class, if you come to the church, you might have heard me preach, you might have seen me teach, you've heard some stories in my leadership class. And so people haven't, you have a little bit of a knowledge of me, but you don't truly know. And how am I going to ask you to listen to me teach on identity when you don't know who I am? You don't truly know everything about me. And so I said, okay, let's do a video. Let's share who I am and let me get that honesty out there so that you know that you can connect with me, because you might be going through things that you think no one's ever done that before. No one's ever faced this. And maybe my story gives you a little bit of hope and gets you heading in the right direction. So my name is Matt Radilla. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up mostly in Orlando, Florida. I had a pretty good life, mother and a father. I was the only child. There was ups and downs, but everybody goes through ups and downs. That's just part of life. And I was an athlete. I played sports. I was pretty good at pretty much every sport that I played. And that's who I saw myself as an athlete. And that's how people saw me, as an athlete. And so I put my stock in that. And it comes to high school, I'm doing pretty good. Life's going great. And my junior year, at the very beginning of it, my father passes away. And this was a tough thing for me because my father was who I was really close to. He was my confidant. He was like my best friend. And he really would just share his honesty with me. And he would give me so much wisdom. And it was hard when he passed. I didn't know who to go to anymore. And I'm 17 years old, and it's like, okay, now what do I do? And who do I speak to? And my mother did the best that she could. She was there, she loved me, she cared for me, but she was my mom. And I said, okay, that's what she's supposed to do. What else is she supposed to do? But now I'm trying to become a man, and I'm going to teach myself. And that's the worst thing that you can do, because at 17, you might think you know it all, but you don't know it all. And I didn't. So I go through the rest of school. I do pretty good. I graduate. I get a sports scholarship. I'm like, okay, life's going well. I'm going to go play school ball for a little bit. I'm going to get drafted. I'm going to keep heading in this direction that I always planned on. And my first week of school, I had to get a sports physical. And they find out that I have cancer, and testicular cancer at that. So I have to come home, I have to get surgery, I gotta miss the whole freshman fall, I gotta miss the ball, I gotta miss making those connections with people in the dorm and people in my class, and I'm back home getting treatment while they're up living life, and it sucked. And I came back in the spring, and now people aren't looking at me as an athlete anymore. They're looking at me as the cancer survivor, the testicular cancer survivor, and they're getting encouragement out of it, and I'm getting embarrassed out of it. I don't look at it as something good. I look at it as something negative. And not only do my team know about it, but the school knows about it. And now people in the town know about it because they want to do stories on me. They want to write articles about me, or they want me to be on the news. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do it because I had to, but I didn't enjoy it. And now everybody is coming up to me and they say, man, I'm so sorry. I heard what happened to you. And I'm like, yeah, cool, thank you. And they're getting encouragement out of it, and I'm withdrawing from it. And it's kind of really, a crappy time for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna strive, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna become that athlete again. And that's how people will see me as. So I work real hard to get back into shape, to get going again. And summer's coming up, and it's gonna be an amazing time, and I'm gonna get back into it. And I'm going to play summer ball, and everybody's gonna see me as the athlete that I was before, and not this cancer survivor. And I had to come home to play summer ball, and I go for a checkup, and it's cancer's back. It had gotten into my bloodstream, and so now it was in my lymph nodes. And now I go from summer ball to a laboratory where I'm getting chemo 8 hours a day. And it was horrible, and it sucked, and it was depressing, because there's nothing like sitting in a big room and you seeing a bunch of people and they're all getting treatment. And sometimes people are there, and then sometimes people are just gone because they couldn't beat it. And it's depressing when you're young, you're coming into your 20s and you don't know what's really going to be ahead of you. And I go from 235 pounds, tip top shape, to 185 pounds. I'm skin and bones. Life is just hopeless, and I don't know what to do. And I go through treatment, and at the end, the doctor says, it didn't kill off the tumor, so we need to go in and we need to have surgery. But he looked at me and said, I don't know. I don't think you survive surgery. It's too big of a surgery for you to handle in your shape. So let's just pray and let's hope that it doesn't come back. But when I heard that, I didn't see it as something positive. I saw it as, you're going to get it again. And who knows what can happen this next time. So I think, hey, let's live life to the fullest then. Because I don't have 50 years left. I might only have a couple years. I might even have 6 months. So I'm going to enjoy life. So school, heck no. I'm not going to school. Anything that's good for me, heck no. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to live it up. And so I do. And I make a lot of horrible decisions. I get kicked out of school. I put a lot of gray hair on my mom. And life is just up and down all over the place. And what I was always scared of happening, it did happen. I go in, the tumor grows. Now I have to have major surgery. And they cut me open and they take it all out. And it took me 6 to 8 months to recover from the surgery. And it really rocked me. And now I'm good. I survived, and the doctor says, I think we got it all. Go out there and enjoy your life. And I'm like, what? I just destroyed everything. Life is just in shambles now because I thought I was going to die. And you're telling me I'm good? And it just completely stripped me of any hope and any drive. And now I don't even know what to do with my life because sports is gone, school is gone, family's all shooken up from everything that I've been doing. Relationships have been destroyed. And now, what do I do? So I just start heading out and just doing everything. I worked a bunch of jobs. I was in and out of jail a bunch of times because in this whole entire span of chemo and surgeries and everything, now I've got myself addicted to painkillers and I don't know how to live without them because they at least make me feel normal and feel like, hey, life's not too bad because everything I just destroyed, at least they make it manageable to live while I'm on painkillers. So now I'm addicted to those. Now I don't know who I am. Now people are just saying, hey, you're an addict, you're struggling, you need help. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. And I said, hey, somebody's gotta be an addict, so might as well be me. And when you get to that point where you just give up all hope, life just goes downhill. And every day I would wake up and it's just, there's something greater for me. God never left me, he never forsaked me. And he will always let me know there's something that I have for you. You have a calling. But I just didn't want to hear it because I didn't think that I could now. Now, as I said, hey, I've made too many mistakes. I've done too many bad things. There's no way that I could do anything ever good again. And this is just who I'm going to be. And I might as well get used to it. And for 8 years, I was up, I was down, in and out of jail, destroyed everything. And it finally got to the point where nobody could take any more of me. And now I made a huge mistake and I'd done something that was probably going to send me to jail for the rest of my life, or at least for a long time. And I got the opportunity by God's grace to either go to jail or come out to Abilene and go through this discipleship home and get myself back on track. So, of course, I took that chance and I left Florida and I came out here to Texas. And thank God he put me in the right place under the right leadership. And Pastor Ray was there and he was always pushing me to strive to get better. And I looked at this man as a father. I finally had somebody in my life again who I could seek and who I could get counsel from and felt like he truly cared for me. And it wasn't somebody just trying to get something over on me. And God was showing me every single day in the choices that I was making and the place that I was, that I had this calling, and I was seeing it clear and clear and clear every day. And Pastor Ray used to always teach and said, if you don't know what your vision is, give your leader his vision and God gives you yours. So when he asked me to stay and help with him with the church, I said, boom, there's my vision come into play, because I'm going to help him get his vision. So I stayed, and I lived here in Texas, and I helped any way I could. I played my role. We built the church. You all know how what Rise has turned into. And it came a time and point where Pastor Ray was like, okay, what are you going to do? And I said, hey, I like teaching. I like teaching leadership. I like helping people. He always had a vision for a leadership academy. And so he said, hey, take it, go run with it. And so I did. Hey, and in running with it, even though it's your calling, even though it's your purpose, you can still make mistakes, and you can still make huge mistakes when you don't seek the right counsel and you don't get the right advice, and you just rely on yourself. And I did. I made some mistakes, but just like God, Pastor Ray was there to help me pick up the pieces and get it back on track. And I finally moved in the right direction to where I found that sweet spot, to where the classes grew from 5 to 10 to 15 to 25 to 35 people. And now everyone's coming up to me and saying, I love your teachings. I love what I've learned. Life is going good for me. I've done this. I've got back in shape, whatever. And I'm like, wow, I have found that calling and that purpose that I've been searching for. And my identity is back, and I love it. And so I said to myself, what can I do next? What's the next step for me? And so I came up with the Royal Cabinet, and that's the new passion that I have. That's the next step, the Royal Cabinet. And I'll be explaining more in the future about what the Royal Cabinet is going to do, but I just really wanted to share who I was and what I have and what I'm trying to give everybody. Because I've found that my purpose is to help people get to their purpose. It's to help people learn who they are. So that's why I'm going to be answering the 5 questions of life. Where am I from? Who am I? What can I do? Where am I going? These are the questions that everybody's been asking. And I don't care who you are, but we all struggle with those 5 questions in some point of order at some time in our life. And if we don't figure these out, life gets really tough and it can get hopeless. And I know what it feels like to be hopeless. And so that's why these next couple weeks, I'm going to be pouring everything I have into these teachings so that I can help y'all find who you are and where you're going and what you can do and what are you put here for. Because we are ambassadors of Christ. We are part of a kingdom. And yeah, we're in the world, but we're not of the world. We have a higher power that gives us his likeness and gives us his source and gives us what he has. And he wants us to walk in it and to be the light of the world, not the darkness. And light means knowledge. Darkness means ignorance. So let's start leading the world. Let's not let the world lead us. Because as we see every day on TV, hey, the world's leading people and it's not going in the right direction. And it's time for us to rise up and to be that remnant that helps lead the world. So this is what the Royal Cabinet's going to do. It will be building into something great. I can't wait. I know it's going to be. Once again, thank you so much for everybody that tunes in and everybody that's getting something. I can't wait for this new future endeavor that we're going to go through. And I hope it really, 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 really reaches you and gets you back to what you're supposed to be doing and helps you find that joy and that peace and that love and that grace that I've found and that the people around me have found. So enjoy your Saturday. Have an amazing day. And I can't wait. God bless.